Hey everyone, this is Zeffy back again on week 3 for another Kingdom Hearts card review. And this week I'm actually reviewing 3 cards, and that'll be Huey, Dewey, and Louie. They're all level 0 friends, and they all have +1 support value. They all have the same effect, which reads each player draws 1 less card in the draw phase. There's really a lot to say about these guys. If you're playing like a control deck, I personally use them. I use all 3 in my deck. And they're amazing. They're really amazing. I think a lot of people will look at these cards and say that they're overrated, and I think a lot of people will turn around and look at them and say they're underrated. Basically, they're really, if you're playing, I play like a jack of all trades / control / aggro deck, and they work really amazing in my deck. Basically, over time, as you're using them in the deck and you play it out in the game, your opponent is eventually forced to play it as like a war of attrition, where they really don't have as many resources as they'd like to have. And basically, if you structure your deck to work with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, it won't affect you as much, where you're playing to the point that you really don't need as many cards in your hand to maximize your advantage. Especially if you play like Riku level 3, you play Waka, you're already ahead, you're at 8 on your player card, you're gonna most likely win the challenge every turn, even if they're playing another Riku. But if you have Simba, Gravity, you can get rid of Waka or anything that would give them advantage. I don't think you would want to play these guys in an aggro, straight aggro deck that would have like Beast and Hercules, and just focuses on like the beatdown attack so much more than like the control aspect. If you're running a lot of level 0 friends along with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, if you're playing Titus, Waka, cards like that, I think they're a lot better, because they focus on the control aspect more than just a straight aggro beatdown. I think you can tech them in on an aggro beatdown if you really structure your deck accordingly. I think you would obviously not want to play them in a World Rush deck, because while you want to keep drawing as many cards as possible, as fast as possible, to put your worlds out and also get those cards to answer Heartless that get placed on your world. So, I don't recommend them for a World Rush deck at all. And they're nice because eventually, like I said, you early game, if you open with one and you throw it out first turn, and say you go first or second, it's probably a little bit better if you go second. And I say that because if your opponent already played cards previously, well, now they're going to be only drawing 5. If you throw one out, they only replenish up to 5. If you go first to throw it out, well, they already have the 6 cards anyways. So I think it's a great card. All 3, I think they're a great card. If you play one individually, that's what I meant. Like if you play a Huey, it's a great card. A Dewey or Louie, they're all the same. There's really no difference between them whatsoever except the name. Again, the control aspect we're starting to see pop up in Kingdom Hearts now, which is nice. It's focusing away from just like World Rush, aggro beatdown, and jack of all trades. It's getting more into like control and just more like other card games. It's get bigger card pool, more options, more deck types, more archetypes, more cards you tech in, more staple cards, more of a meta game that we're going to see to pop up everywhere, which is going to be awesome. So I think the control aspect is going to hit big for a lot of players. Some people may not run it, but you got to really format your deck appropriately that you maximize your advantage with every draw, even if you're cut down to 3 cards every turn, or 4 or 5. So again, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, that's for week 3. They're really great cards. And just on another note, I know a lot of people are asking me to put out like examples of like getting a friend in here to playverse and show an example of the cards being played out, or maybe just doing a mock-up battle myself. And I may consider that in future tapes, but that's a little hard because I don't have anybody really close to me that actually plays Kingdom Hearts. I have to actually drive like an hour away to even get to anybody I know. So we'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll change it up in a couple weeks. Alright, thanks.